Thank you, Mr. Morris. That was a wonderful, insightful session. Moving up to our next session, I would like to call upon stage Mr. Don Tan. He is from Lookout. His keynote is about with the topic the mobile world. Mr. Don Tan is the Senior Director of Sales, APJ Lookout. Can we please have Mr. Don on stage?
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everyone is well and staying safe. Let me first begin by taking this opportunity to say a big thank you to all of you listening in. I know you have options, and I'm honored that you have chosen to spend the next 15 minutes of your day with me. I'll do my best to make this session as informative as possible. Let me first start by giving you a brief introduction of myself and our company. My name is Don. I run the local field efforts here in Asia Pacific. I have over 18 years of cybersecurity experience, having spent the last 4 years predominantly focused on the area of mobile and cloud security. Moving over to our company, our company has been around for the last 14 years. It has been founded by 3 researchers from the University of Southern California. We have grown today to become the leader in the mobile and mobile application security space, protecting users and devices at the intersection of the personal and the business view. Through our global network of offices, we support over 100,000 companies and protect over 200 million devices across 160 countries globally. At the core of our technology is the Lookout Security Graph, a artificial intelligence machine learning based platform that ingests and processes telemetric data from all these devices and is known to be the home of the largest corpus of known mobile applications in the world. On any given day, the platform automatically convicts over 4,000 phishing-related sites and identifies over 9,000 malicious applications. With that out of the way, we have a great agenda lined up for you today. I hope everyone will find it fruitful and have good points to take away from. I'm going to touch a little bit on how things look like, point out certain challenges, pain points that you as an organization might face and should take note of, share some really surprising statistics about mobile users in India that would definitely raise an eyebrow, and lastly, wrap up everything by offering you an opinion and recommendations as how you should enhance your security posture. And without further ado, let me start off the slides. The world we live in today has changed. It has been changing the day the first BlackBerry was introduced and was accelerated when Steve Jobs announced the first iPhone over 14 years ago. Now, with the onslaught of COVID, it merely supercharged it and kind of pushed us all over the deep end. Today, as it stands, and we look past current shelter in place, trying to open up cautiously, things are starting to sink in, and people are starting to get accustomed to this new reality. In this new reality, or the new norm, as some people define it, it has redefined how we live and coexist, from social interactions to business communications, and even how our children learn. The lack of a clear separation between work and life is starting to be a big sticking issue for some. But then again, it has also brought forth a whole lot of convenience. With all life-changing events, something is going to rub off, some things will persist. Now the question is everyone ready for it, or will some of us be left behind? What I can tell you is that today we spend the better part of our day glued to our phones, right? Traditional businesses themselves have started to understand that they need to ride the wave. Whether is it a retail shop that leverages on a mobile device for stock taking, to supply chain, to a bank which uses their digital banking application to offer their customers a more intimate experience. The fact of the matter is that companies have already started embracing mobility. It has evolved the way they interact with their users. And this effect has also trickled down to how businesses engage with their customers. In fact, I think that we are now living in the peak of the next digital revolution, whereby we are experiencing a broad-based growth of adoption and consumption of mobile technology. You see, the thing is this, as a company, we will always focus on what saves money. And as a business, the business will always focus on what makes money. Driven by necessity, at times, we tend to forget that there is a need for security. This rush to mobile first has also indirectly translated to more willingness in the adoption of technology and its accompanying solutions like the cloud, where not too long ago, people, companies, governments have resisted the use of this due to security and control concerns. Unfortunately, through the mad rush, everyone seems to have forgotten, and security and privacy has taken a backseat, right? That is until something happens. And there's always the big push and driving factor. Most companies fail to understand that initiatives like this has broadened their cybersecurity risk surface exponentially. Traditional legacy security policies might no longer apply. Failing to see this early on might have bigger implications at a later date. Taking a closer at what some of these implications look like while living in the post-security world is that data is everywhere, users can be anywhere. And this essentially makes the next hotspot or device that's connecting to your resources a corporate responsibility. Now, let's take a moment and really put this up there. I think it's important as it kind of lays the foundation to what I have to share next. The device you hold in your hand today is more powerful than the computer that sent men to the moon 50 years ago. It is a treasure trove of information from your bank accounts, social security numbers, contacts of family and friends. And for that matter of fact, it even knows your biometrics and what you look like. To the bad actors, the hackers, this is like a golden goose that keeps on giving, right? Indians today, spend over 5 hours of their day glued to their device. And do you know why the bad actors continue wanting you to think that your phone is safe? It's because most of them are businessmen. Now, why, as a businessman, why would I invest time on a target like a computer that is protected by layers of security? And worse, users might not even spend that much amount of time on it. And for that matter of fact, it might not have contained so much information anyway. The thing is that, being shrewd businessmen, bad actors, is all about risk to rewards, return of investments, and basic business acumen. A question you ask, and what most people I talk to ask me on a regular basis is, what's next? And what I can say is, as we stand at the crossroads and peer into the future, this trend is not going away. I don't really think it has peaked. I think it's merely picking up momentum. People will continue to spend more time on their phones. Traditional companies and businesses will continue to mobilize and digitize, right? Either by launching mobile applications of their own or tagging along existing ones. For the matter of fact, you're even seeing exclusive mobile-only companies like Uber, companies like Ola, companies like Zomato coming to market. And the thing is that, have you ever tried booking a taxi from Uber's website? What I can tell you is that is not even possible. Now, the good news is that at least from an authority standpoint, the governments are starting to take notice. In fact, the Reserve Bank of India just early part of this year just released a memo to all regulated entities, asking them to educate, ensure that their customers and consumers knows the importance of having security software on their devices. They've even taken this an additional step further by recommending that mobile applications should be threat aware by design, containing capabilities that would allow them to make informed decisions when operating in a hostile mobile environment. With that said, I just wanted to leave you guys with a couple of recommendations of my own. And the key to all this is the principle of zero trust. Put simply, you should not trust no one and no thing. It doesn't really matter whether the device is corporate issue, whether it's securely accessing resource through an encrypted tunnel or sitting within the corporate perimeter. There should be no discrimination. Every device, communication, user can and could be compromised, whether is it intentionally or unintentionally. Security should not be applied to where it starts and where it ends. It should be continuous and it should persist. With that, I want to thank everyone for sharing your day with me. Thank you. Stay safe and goodbye.